Now, with these properties at the auction, um, it's not all fun and games because sometimes you could be buying a second lien position, second mortgage. You could be buying an HOA lien where it's from the homeowners association and they took possession of the property, meaning that uh, if there's a lien on the property from a bank, it usually falls with who's first in line. First in line, first recorded, first on deed. So whoever is the first person to record that lien is still the person that owns that property. And you might buy this property thinking, oh my God, I got this property for 20K. Uh, look at the judgment. And then you find out there's a mortgage of 350K on that property. You're not going to be happy.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Jason Souwed, who is an investor, broker, wholesaler. He's the owner of Palm Beach Property Buyers, LLC, out of South Florida. So excited to get into his great background and everything he's been doing. So thanks for being here, Jason.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon. How
Yeah,
are you?
so I'm very good. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you have a very interesting background, how you've kind of been able to progress to now owning your own brokerage. Can you talk about how you got into this industry?
Absolutely. In 2007, I was about 22 years old, and I used to own a cell phone store. From the cell phone store, I used to we used to collect payments for all the different carriers. We used to repair phones before phone repairs was a thing, and we used to do a lot of these things of refurbishing phones as well. So I was looking to buy a place in '07 when the market went soft, and every time I would put in an offer on a property, somebody else would pay a little bit more for than me for the property. They would pay about 10. The bank would. This is something that the banks do, and they still do that till this day and age. They price the properties very low, and then to attract as many prospective buyers as possible, and then they make it a bidding war between all the different prospective buyers. And a lot of times the buyer ends up paying a little bit more than he would have paid for another house that wasn't so priced so low. So it's a little tactic that the banks do that people don't really know about. And every time I would go to buy a place, somebody else would pay a lot more. And I was a cash buyer at that time. I was going to be paying directly in cash, no financing. It could be missing a kitchen, it could be missing a bathroom, it could be missing anything. And I was willing to pay in cash, and it didn't matter the condition. The properties that the banks were retailing, those are all the premium properties. The premium properties, the banks retail.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
The properties that need a ton of rehab, that need roof, that have mold, etc., those are the properties that they sell on the foreclosure auction block.
Yeah,
And
it's a good point.
so I would go up, uh, against people that were getting conventional loans. And when you're getting a conventional loan, every 10,000 is basically $100 extra that you have to finance. It doesn't come out to be so significant because you're stretching out for so many years. And so a friend of mine that used to be in the mortgage industry, he said, "I don't understand why you're trying to buy properties from the banks, the REOs. You can buy the properties directly at the county auction site." And I said, "They have they have car auctions, they have property auctions." And my friend replies, "Yes, they have property auctions, and this is how it works." So I said, "Ken, I want to hire you." He used to be a mortgage broker doing a lot of mortgages down in the South Florida area. And in '07, mortgage brokers basically were jobless, unfortunately, because they tightened up the regulations, they tightened up the flow of money, they tightened up a lot of things. I don't know if you remember in
Yeah.
'07, '08 times,
Yeah.
it was tough times for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's
But
really interesting that that's how you entered the market and you kind of carved out your own path that was thriving.
yeah, I mean, I went to the auction. The first day I showed up at the auction, it was I started in Broward County, Florida, which is it covers from Pembroke Pines to West Park to Sunrise. It's a big county. Broward County, Hollywood, Florida is all part of Broward County. It's a huge county with a lot of addresses and a lot of properties that were under the water, like they say. Um, I went to the auction and I started doing my research. Little by little, I started understanding how does it work, how much money you have to put in escrow, um, how much of the escrow, what's the remaining balance, when does it have to be paid, etc. All the information that played a role. And I started going for 3 days a week for about 6 months. The first 6 months, I didn't buy anything, but I would be there. I would be present. I would be friends with the people that are in the courthouse because they would have it in a room, and you would have to park across the street, get checked into the courthouse, walk in, give them your information, sign up, and sign in. Your money had to be in escrow beforehand, in the county's account beforehand. And for 6 months, I didn't buy anything. I would go, learn, talk to the people. You're talking about these are heavy hitters that were buying, hedge fund guys buying 12, 13, 14 houses a day. And the key there is not to bump heads with these guys. So when I used to see that it was their day to, like they were on fire, they were buying up everything, that means that they had a certain amount of money that they had to spend.
Oh, that's
And I
interesting.
would stay out of their way.
Yeah.
So as a common courtesy, they did the same thing to me.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
When I
Wow.
started bidding, I came in after 6 months. I said, you know what? My lease is up. I was renting. I said, you know what? My lease is up. I'm gonna make a move on a property for myself. I had saved up a little more cash, and I end up going in. I look at the property, and I mean, I don't won't do this. And now I didn't do my research on that property. I bought it sight unseen, and it was 900 North Ocean Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Now that the entire building has been knocked down, and they're putting up over there 20-story building. The entire site has been demoed, and they're putting over there a 20-unit building. But I ended up picking up that unit for $57,400,
Wow.
and it's on North Ocean Boulevard. I'm looking at the judgment. The judgment is 226. That means somebody paid 226,000 for that property that I
Right.
ended up picking up for 57 and change.
And you have an interesting background because you've never lost money on a property before.
I've either broken out even on these properties, or I've made at least 10 to 30 and sometimes 100% on my cash.
Wow, that's so
Whether
impressive.
whether it was sold within a year or 2 years or 3 years, I've always been able to make great ROIs.
Yeah, because you're good at identifying properties, I'm sure.
Sure, it
What are your tips
helps.
for identifying properties? What do you look for?
Make sure that it's not tied up in any liens with the cities. That's number one.
Yeah,
You don't want your property to have liens on it. A lot of this is all from me making these mistakes
right.
that I can tell the viewers this.
Yeah, and I think that's valuable because I think someone, maybe hears that you've never lost money on a property, and it's like, "Ah, but I have." So I'm like, he's never runs into issues. So I think highlighting that you have run into issues is important.
And another key component is never to over leverage yourself. Never
But yeah,
over leverage yourself. Know how much house you can afford. Add in the calculate rehab cost. Add in carrying costs, and add in commissions. If you're not a licensed agent, you have to sell and pay commission, at least to the buyer's agent. You have to pay something for an agent to bring you a buyer. If you're listing it on my platform, then as a seller's commission, you only pay $89,
yeah,
and
get into
you
that
take care.
offer that you have through your brokerage. I think that's an amazing thing to highlight.
It's a great new initiative to help people if they thought that it was going to be too expensive to sell their property. We made it very easy. We offer $89 flat fee sellers commissions. $89 all you pay. Right now we're doing a promotion. We do the free professional photography for you. We send out the photographer. He comes out with the drone, with the camera, sets up. And then we also do something with virtual staging as well that
Mm,
I forgot to mention to you, Kristen,
yeah.
where we could essentially now, with the new technology and tools that we're utilizing, we're able to take photos of a particular house and rooms, etc., or buildings or any structure, and then we're able to implement our own.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Decor, where it's high-end decor, high-end Italian furniture, high-end, to get the people to see what the property can really look like in its heyday, and to give them a vision of the potential the property has. Because I've never, a lot of people, they'll look at a property and say, oh my God, that property is so ugly, or that property, you can't do anything with that property. And in the past, I've been able to take, with a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears, landscaping, lighting, and paint, and take these zero properties to hero properties. And it makes a huge difference. A little paint, a little tender love and care, and a little bit of vision can take you a long way. And if there's any investors that are listening, I want them to reach out to me directly, because if they ever thought about buying properties at the courthouse steps, I will help them. I would guide them through the entire process of doing
Nice.
the research, making sure there's no liens on the property. Because if there's a lien on a property, but sorry to get off the liens a little bit, uh, I got sidetracked, but the liens is one of the most important things, because the city and county can regulate what happens to that property. So if you buy a lien, and it might be if you buy a property that's got a nuisance lien on it, it's only a matter of time where they try to make you demo the property, or if they categorize it as an unsafe structure, then all of the sudden they want you to demo that building. And you don't want to buy a property at the courthouse and then find out that that property is basically on track to be demoed by the city. And I've purchased properties like that. I could give you a perfect example: 3001 Northwest 5th Court. It was in line to be demoed. I came in, I bought that one at a tax deed auction. That's for the auctions of unpaid property taxes. After a few years, the county takes the property and put it up for auction. And I had to go through permits. I had to go through a lot of different things to be able to resell that property, making me hold it for about a year. But what's the good thing with having property is that usually they never go down in price. They only go up.
Hopefully.
They only go up. Your dollar value today is not what it was yesterday. Your dollar value tomorrow is not what it's going to be today. A
Right.
lot of people don't calculate dollar value and don't calculate what it takes to actually build a property. A nice property will cost you $300 a square foot. You can buy properties at 150 to 125 per foot. Even in some areas, maybe at $50 a foot. But are you ever going to be able to rebuild it for that? No. Are you ever going to be able to build it to the specifications, the wood from 100 years ago? They used to use homestead pine wood.
Right.
Homestead pine wood is wood that doesn't deteriorate by termites and is much better. If it's been there for 100 years, it's not going anywhere. And so your money just keeps going up. And through a bunch of new different initiatives and a bunch of new different programs, your property will never be empty. You got programs like PadSplit. You can put 3-4 people in a house. Shout out to my to Jack from PadSplit, by the way, a friend of mine. You got Airbnb. You got different programs through the state, which is VA housing, housing for older people, and a lot of different initiatives and a lot of different programs that your property will never be empty. People will always need a place to live and a place to work.
Right.
No ifs or buts about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're really, I like to hear, the encouragement to get into the market because I think a lot of people are confused or don't know if they should. And it's always nice to hear positivity around the market.
This is the time to buy. This is a buyer's market. This is the way that it works in real estate, and it's always worked the same way. It's either you pay a little bit more interest and a little bit less for the property, or the other way around. It's always going to be a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
This time is the best time to buy because you can see your money. You can feel your money. You're not if an internet virus happens, or if the AIs eventually take over and disrupt the entire financial system, people are still going to need places to live. People still going to need places to work. No matter what happens, having property is the second best thing to having gold. And gold just keeps going up and down, and they could always find more gold or mine more gold. But in properties, there's only so much earth and so much good land where people can live and can build.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Especially in areas like South Florida. South Florida is a hot market.
Great market right
This
now.
is the time to buy. Over
Yeah.
here, we're underpriced. If you go look at houses in Michigan, in Chicago, in a lot of areas you really don't want to be, when you come back to Florida and take a look at the prices in Florida, you'll realize how much bang you're getting for the dollar in the South Florida and the Florida market in general. A lot
Absolutely.
of
Well,
development going up all over. Sorry to cut you off, Kristen.
no,
Just wanted to say, yeah, there's so much development going up. Development now is just heading north. They already ran out of places to build down here. Whether that I used to know a guy that purchased in the 80s, he purchased land by Sawgrass Mills. It's one of the biggest malls in America. And he paid $100 an acre. Used to be all swampland. He ended up selling for about 100,000 an acre when the Sawgrass came in. And he had probably about 200-300 acres over there that he bought and forgot about. And now his children and his grandchildren are still living off that cash. You never can lose.
yeah, absolutely. It is really a great time. It's a very unique time to get into the market right now. And there's less competition because when it's a great market, there's people that can outbid you, use all cash. So I agree. And I think that's a great segue. Tell people how to work with you and where to find you.
You can find me at 561-866-6399. My phone is always open. I answer my own phone. I don't have an AI. I don't have an answering service. If I don't answer the phone, I'll call you right back because I like to have a direct connection with my sellers and buyers and want them to know that they could reach out to me directly, or they could reach me at palmbeachpropertybuyers.com. At our site, take a look at some of the properties. We're still tweaking it. And I'm also on YouTube, Palm Beach Property Buyers uh, channel. Share our content, take a look. I put a video there a couple days ago of a property that sold. Just giving a light example, the day before, I went ahead and checked the property website to see what's going to be auctioned off. And a property that was supposed to be selling, if you were to buy in the retail market, it would have retailed for about 350 to 420. Ended up selling on the auction for 175,000.
Wow.
Now, with these properties at the auction, um, it's not all fun and games because sometimes you could be buying a second lien position, second mortgage. You could be buying an HOA lien where it's from the homeowners association and they took possession of the property, meaning that uh, if there's a lien on the property from a bank, it usually falls with who's first in line. First in line, first recorded, first on deed. So whoever is the first person to record that lien is still the person that owns that property. And you might buy this property thinking, oh my God, I got this property for 20K. Look at the judgment. And then you find out there's a mortgage of 350K on that property. You're not going to be happy.
Uh-huh.
So save yourself the stress. If you've got some cash and you're looking to invest, I want you to reach out to me. I've got a lawyer in-house. He does all the pencil searches. And with the properties a little bit more than 300,000, we actually do a full title search on those and get in the nitty gritty and make sure that everything is on the up and up when we bid. Now, in the years that I've been doing this, I've also developed a pipeline of people just looking to sell, people that are other wholesalers that have properties that they might have locked under contract that will bring in my way. And I'm happy to share those properties with you as well. Of course, everybody's got to get paid. Everybody has to eat. Everybody's got bills to pay, but I'm not greedy. And I'm happy to help the little guy and I'm happy to help the big guy. There's a lot of money that could be made in this industry, whether you're an investor, whether you're an agent, or whether you're just looking to get into the industry. There's a lot of money in this industry. Don't let the big corporations scare you and tell you, uh, don't buy, don't buy, don't buy. That's the problem. You're believing the news and the media. The news and the media are owned by the same people that are buying up these properties right
Right.
from underneath you. No one wants you to be financially dependent.
Yep.
Everyone wants you to be a slave to the dollar. And with a lot of these deals, that's not going to be the case.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I think that's such good advice for people, and really good encouragement as well. So I really encourage everyone to check out Palm Beach Property Buyers, to check out that $89 flat fee to list. I think that's an amazing offering you guys have. And if you have any questions, reach out to Jason. Seems like he has like a wealth of knowledge. So thank you so much for being here, Jason.
Thank you for having me.
And
Pleasure is
thank you
all mine.
everyone for listening. Hope you got some good encouragement, inspiration, and a lot of information to help you in your business. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.